All right, here we go with another fresh, fun-filled, action-packed edition of Weather for Weather Geeks. Here on this Monday evening, it's the 24th day of April. We have less than a week to go in the month, and it's been another very, very warm month compared to the averages. I'll show you some interesting numbers here momentarily. Today, an interesting day weather-wise. It was beautiful for most of the day. Cool time-lapse video from our camera in Columbiana today. Watch the different types of clouds at different levels moving in kind of different directions throughout the day. And then from the south, we had an increase in cloudiness as we got into the late afternoon and early evening today. This is associated with the storm system that's down along the Carolinas and heading up the East Coast right now. That's what caused the cloudiness late today and may bring us a little rain over the next 12 hours. In the meantime, let's review the month of April so far. Of course, today was much warmer than average with a high of 73. We've had a whopping 4 cooler than average days this month. The first day of the month, the 7th, the 13th, and this past Saturday, the 22nd. And now we are in 4th place on the list of warmest Aprils on record here in Youngstown. What I did today, I compiled a list of some of the extremes we've had from a climatology standpoint over the last few years. And here's what I came up with. I'll get myself out of the way here. Winter 2014-2015, that was the second in the back-to-back cold winters we had, 2013-14 and then 14-15. And 14-15 was the 6th coldest winter on record. And February of 2015 was the coldest February on record here in Youngstown. And then the pattern started to change towards the end of 2015. We had a very wet June, very wet start to summer that year. And then, of course, we got into a very warm winter. So December of 2015, warmest on record. March 2016, the 4th warmest on record. The winter of 15-16 was the 8th warmest on record. And then, of course, 2016 overall was very, very warm. So August and September, both in the top 10. This past winter, 16 into 17, the 6th warmest on record. In February of this year, we had the warmest February on record, and now we're in 4th place on the list of Aprils. Might even climb that a little bit before April is through with some of these warm temperatures that we have coming our way before the end of the month. So it's been a couple of years of a lot of extremes in our part of the country. All right, here's that low pressure system down across the Carolinas, spreading clouds to the north. A lot of rain down here in the Carolinas over the last 24 hours. Some flooding concerns, Charlotte, Columbia, down towards Charleston, up towards the Raleigh-Durham area as well. And they're not done with the rain in parts of North Carolina, especially just yet. They're going to be dealing with it tonight. Now, back here at home, from south to north, the clouds have been increasing. When I was out on my dinner break this evening, I did run into a couple of sprinkles out there. This is a little worse than, or it looks a little worse than it is. This is mostly real spotty showers or sprinkles when I recorded this at about 7:35 this evening. And our high-res futurecast is really overdoing the northern fringes of this, but nonetheless, we'll see what this has to say. It shows kind of the northern areas of rain continuing to get eaten away some by some dry air. The air here in northeast Ohio, northwest PA is pretty dry in the low levels. That's why not much is coming out of the clouds other than spotty sprinkles this evening, and that dry air will continue eating away at this northern edge. But I do think that tomorrow morning can be damp at times, through maybe even midday. And what I've done with the hourly odds of precipitation, I have them kind of flatlined at 30, but what I'll probably do this evening, one of the things I'll be working on for 21 News at 11 is adjusting some of these and trying to pick out some hours that I think the rain is more likely. Might bump up these hourly rain chances to 40 or even 60% for a few hours tomorrow morning. Still think that by tomorrow afternoon, we're looking good as that moisture shifts off to the east. All right, so your big picture on your Tuesday. It's going to be a warmer than average day. Tomorrow's forecast high 70. That might be a little optimistic. Might stop in the upper 60s. Depends on how much sun we get before the day is through. 63 is the average high tomorrow. The records are 25 and 86. That record high of 86 set back in 2009. And we're up to 13 hours and 45 minutes of daylight. We'll be up to 14 hours here before too much longer. All right, so hopefully we'll get some afternoon, early evening sunshine for tomorrow. Either way, it's going to be great on Wednesday. I mean, we're talking 80 degrees, bright and sunny here on Wednesday as we're in between systems. And I still think Thursday is largely dry until towards the end of the day. This front looks slower to me. So I think there can be showers and maybe even a thunderstorm. But this is mostly pretty late in the day Thursday. You're going to be able to enjoy most of the day. Look at these temperatures Wednesday and Thursday. Wednesday's highs, pretty close to 80, I think, in most spots. And then Thursday, we're really off to the races this day. I'm up to 84 in our forecast for Thursday now. That would make it the warmest day of the year so far. So we're going to get some warmth ahead of that next system. Some showers, some thunderstorms then for late Thursday and maybe into Thursday evening as well. Let's switch over to the GFS model here and start talking about Friday and the weekend. I think Friday, here's that Thursday front rolling through. Then Friday, we're kind of in between systems and a decent day, close to 70, some sunshine. And the weekend forecast is a tricky one. You know, if you watched my forecasts late last week, and including here on Weather for Weather Geeks, I talked about how warm it's likely to be for this upcoming weekend. Now it looks like this next front might try to impact our weather a little bit faster, and that would short-circuit the warm-up a little bit. We're going to be up to 84 Thursday, but the weekend might not be quite as warm as I originally thought because of the threat for rain. Here's the GFS on Saturday, showing a boundary nearby, probably some showers and thunderstorms in spots with that boundary nearby. Sunday has a better chance of being warmer. I'm not sure how warm, though. It'll depend on our warm front. Oops, let me go back to Sunday here. It'll depend some on our warm front, and does it get this far north? Does it get more like this far north? Things we don't know just yet. Sunday has the potential to be quite warm, or maybe it'll just be in the 70s, which of course is still pretty warm for this time of the year. So some question marks there with regards to the temperatures, with regards to how much rain both days this weekend. So stay tuned if you have weekend plans that involve the outdoors, and a lot of people do, of course, at this time of the year, with proms and other outdoor activities. Everybody wants to be outdoors here in the middle of spring, of course. And then the next front rolls through on Monday, and we have probably a pretty good chance of seeing some rain that day. All right, just a second here on the longer range. Hot off the presses, this is our bi-weekly update from the European modeling. This is the next month's worth of precipitation compared to average. Pretty wet signal in the Mississippi Valley, parts of the southeast, but not much of a signal here locally. So we're not seeing much of a signal on that particular set of modeling either way when it comes to rain compared to average through the month of May. As far as temperatures go, we'll break this down week by week on the latest European here, showing the warmth here in the short and medium range, but then I talked about this last week. I think that there will be a cool down behind that front early next week, so that May probably starts out pretty cool by early May standards. Our average highs are in the mid-60s in early May, and we might have some days in the 50s to around 60 or so during the first week, maybe even 2 weeks of May. Not exactly a warm signal being shown here on the European modeling for the first week or two of May, and not much of a distinct signal either way. Deeper into May, how's that compared to the American modeling? Here's that cool shot early in May. Then here we go with the 15 to 25 day outlook, showing the core of the cool in the northern plains and kind of a ho-hum signal here locally. And while this doesn't look super cold by May standards to me in the 20 to 30 day outlook, doesn't look real warm either. So May is probably not going to end up like April as far as a top 10 warm month. I think May will be much closer to average than the month of April. That's the way it looks right now. Well, that's it for Weather Geeks tonight. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'll see you tonight on 21 News and 11, and hope you have a great rest of your Monday night.